Yesterday, we stopped reading at this sutta, mutual support, where the lay people provide the monastics with the 4 requisites of robes, food, shelter, and medicines. In return, the monastics teach us the Dharma. That's good in the beginning, the middle, and the end. And in which Sister Lintoi posted many different explanations of this line. The Dharma that's good in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Today, we're going to continue with Sutta number 6, Rebirth on account of giving. There are, O monks, 8 kinds of rebirth on account of giving. What 8? Here amongst, a certain person makes a gift to an ascetic or a Brahmin, offering him food, drink, clothing, and vehicles, garlands, scents, and unguents, bedding, lodging, and lighting. In making the gift, he hopes for a reward. He now notices affluent nobles, Brahmins, or householders enjoying themselves, provided and furnished with the 5 objects of sensual pleasure. And he thinks, oh, with the breakup of the body after death, may I be reborn among them. And he sets his mind on that thought, keeps to it firmly, and fosters it. This thought of his aims at what is low, and if not developed to what is higher, it will lead him to just such a rebirth. With the breakup of the body after death, he will be reborn among affluent nobles, Brahmins, or householders. This, however, I declare, only for the morally pure, not for the immoral. For it is due to his purity monks that the heart's desire of the morally pure succeeds. Let's take a look at notes number 16. This means that the act of giving is not sufficient to obtain the desired result. It must be supported by pure moral conduct. For one of persistent immoral conduct, generosity would not suffice to bring a favorable rebirth. What this means is we have to combine generosity, giving, with our precepts, the one we chant every morning, the 5 precepts. This also reminds me of what Sister Shomei mentioned last time, giving something, being generous in hoping for a reward. Is actually mentioned in this sutta. In making the gift, he hopes for a reward. So, if doing with this kind of intention, you will still be reborn in a favorable results. Let's see here. Affluent nobles, Brahmins, householders enjoying themselves, provided and furnished with the 5 objects of sensual pleasures. If we aim at this, then we will lead him to just such a rebirth. It's also remind me, yesterday I just watched one video by Dan Pena. Have you guys heard of it? Probably not. Dan Pena is like a billionaire. So he said something like, if you aim to achieve $1 million, you will never earn $10 million. If you aim to achieve $10 million, you will never achieve $100 million. If you aim to achieve $100 million, you will never reach $1 billion. So this line actually reminds me of that. If we only aim at that, yeah, if we only aim just to be affluent nobles, Brahmins, or rich people, wealthy people, then it will lead us just there, yeah, not higher. Okay, let's continue reading first. Sister Choikon, would you like to read?
Then again, a certain person makes a gift to an ascetic or a Brahmin, offering him food or lighting. In making the gift, he hopes for a reward. He now hears of the long life, the beauty and the great happiness of the Devas in the rhyme of the four great kings, the Tawatimsa Devas, the Yama Devas, the Tusita Devas, the Devas that delight in creating, the Devas who wield power over others' creation, and he wishes to be reborn among them. He sets his mind on that thought, keeps to it firmly, and fosters it. This thought of his aims at what is low, and if not developed to what is higher, it will lead him to just such a rebirth. After his death, when his body breaks up, he will be reborn among the Devas in the rhyme of the four great kings, or among the Devas who wield power over others' creation. This, however, I declare only for the morally pure, not for the immoral, for it is due to his purity, monks, that the heart's desire of the morally pure succeeds. Thank you.
Thanks, Sister Choikon. The same principle applies if you if you aim for the long life, the beauty, and the great happiness of the Devas in the realm. For each realm, four great kings, Tawatimsa Devas, Yama, Tusita, all the way to the Devas who wield power over our discretion. And the same principle applies. If we wish to be reborn among them, if we set our mind, keeps to it firmly, and fosters it. This thought, the Buddha says, aims at what is low, even though this is the heavenly realms. The Buddha mentioned this aim is what's low. If we not develop it to something higher, it will lead us to just such a rebirth. Okay, now let's continue. Sister Shomi, would you like to read?
Then again, a certain person makes a gift to an ascetic or a Brahmin, offering him food or lighting. He now hears of the long life, the beauty, and the great happiness of Devas of Brahma's company, and he wishes to be reborn among them. He sets his mind on that thought, keeps to it firmly, and fosters it. This thought of his arms at what is low, and if not developed to what is higher, it will lead him to just such a rebirth. After his death, when his body breaks up, he will be reborn among the Devas of Brahma's company. This, however, I declare only for the morally pure, not for the immoral, only for one free of lust, not for one who is lustful. Because he is without lust, monks, the heart's desire of the morally pure succeeds. These, monks, are 8 kinds of rebirth on account of giving.
Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanks, Sister Shomi. This is taken from Anguttara Nikaya 835. So the last one here is the being reborn in the realm of the Devas of Brahma's company. Footnotes number 17. This is said because rebirth into the Brahma world and into other planes in the form realm is achieved through attainment of the jhanas, which requires the suppression of sensual lust. That's why this line is added. All the previous lines only for the morally pure, not for the immoral. Now, this one, the last one, the Buddha added this line. only for one free of lust, not for one who is lustful. So the footnotes explain that it is because one needs an attainment of jhana to reach the realm of the devas, of Brahma's company. Even to this realm, the Buddha still says, this thought of his aim at what is low. Then you might have the question, then what kind of things could be higher than this devas of Brahma's company? Yeah. And in this context, the sutta is actually addressed to the monks. Yeah. So if the monks only aim for this kind of rebirth, then the Buddha says, this aim is low. Yeah. So your monks, you should develop something higher. What is that something higher? The Noble Eightfold Path, which leads to Nibbana. Yeah. So Nibbana would be the higher aim in the context of talking to these monks. Yeah. If the Buddha talks to the lay people, probably it would not be delivered the same way. Yeah. Because for lay people, the Buddha sometimes encouraged them to be reborn in a good destination. So this is also one of the skillful quality of the Buddha. Depending on the level of the students, the disposition of the students, the Buddha will adjust his teachings accordingly. Okay, any comments or questions for this one? If not, we can continue reading a little bit more. We have finished the subsection of giving. We're going to continue with the section of moral discipline. Sister Aikim, would you like to read?
For moral discipline. 1. The 5 precepts. There are, O monks, 8 streams of merit, streams of the wholesome, nourishment of happiness, that are heavenly, ripening in happiness, conducive to heaven, and that lead to whatever is wished for, love, and agreeable to one's welfare and happiness. What are the 8? Here, monks, a noble disciple has gone for refuge to the Buddha. This is the first stream of merit, stream of the wholesome, nourishment of happiness, that is heavenly, ripening in happiness, conducive to heaven, and that leads to whatever is wished for, love, and agreeable to one's welfare and happiness.
Okay, thanks, Sister Aikim. So this one talks about 8 streams of merits. The first one is refuge to the Buddha. Okay, Sister Billy, would you like to continue?
Further, a noble disciple has gone for refuge to the Dharma. This is the second stream of merit that leads to whatever is wished for, loved, and agreeable to one's welfare and happiness. Further, a noble disciple has gone for refuge to Sangha. This is the third stream of merit that leads to whatever is wished for, loved, and agreeable to one's welfare and happiness.
Okay, thank you, Billy. So the second one, the second stream of merit is refuge to the Dhamma, and the third one is refuge to the Sangha. So the first three streams of merits are refuge to the triple gems. I will continue reading. There are further amongst these 5 gifts, pristine, of long-standing, traditional, ancient, unadulterated, and never before adulterated. They are not being adulterated, and that will not be adulterated. Not despised by wise ascetics and Brahmins. What are these 5 gifts? Okay, firstly, let's take a look at the definition of adulterated. Adulterate means to render something poorer in quality by adding another substance, typically an inferior one. Yeah. So to make something not pure anymore, adulterated. Okay. The first gift, here amongst a noble disciple gives up the destruction of life and abstains from it. By abstaining from the destruction of life, the noble disciple gives to immeasurable beings freedom from fear, hostility, oppression. By giving to immeasurable beings freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression, he himself will enjoy immeasurable freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression. This is the first of those great gifts and the fourth stream of merit. Okay, let's finish this sutta today. Okay, Sister Choi Kwan, would you like to continue?
Further, monks, a noble disciple gives up the taking of what is not given and abstains from it. By abstaining from taking what is not given, the noble disciple gives to immeasurable beings freedom from fear. This is the second of those great gifts and the fifth stream of merit. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sister Choi Kwan. Sister Shua Mei, would you like to continue?
Further, monks, a noble disciple gives up sexual misconduct, and am I reading the right place?
Yes.
And abstains from it. By abstaining from sexual misconduct, the noble disciple gives to immeasurable beings freedom from fear. This is the third of those great gifts and the sixth stream of merit. Further, monks, a noble disciple gives up false speech and abstains from it. By abstaining from false speech, the noble disciple gives to immeasurable beings freedom from fear. This is the fourth of those great gifts and the seventh stream of merit.
Okay, thanks, Sister Shua Mei. Okay. Sister Billy, would you like to continue?
Further, monks, a noble disciple gives up wines, liquors, and intoxicants, the basis for negligence, and abstains from them. By abstaining from wines, liquors, and intoxicants, the noble disciple gives to immeasurable beings freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression. By giving to immeasurable beings freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression, he himself will enjoy immeasurable freedom from fear, hostility, and oppression. This is the fifth of those great gifts and the eighth stream of merit. Thank you.
Thanks, Sister Billy. Sister Akim, would you like to close the sutta?
Okay. These monks are the 8 streams of merit, streams of the wholesome, nourishments of happiness, which are heavenly, ripening in happiness, conducive to heaven, and which leads to whatever is wished for, loved, and agreeable to one's welfare and happiness. From Anuttara Nikaya 8, section 39. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanks, Sister Akim. Okay, so these are the 8 streams of merit. The first stream is the refuge to the triple gems, and the last 5 is the 5 precepts. Abstaining from killing, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from lying, and abstaining from alcoholic stuff, and also drugs. Okay, any questions or comments so far for the 2 suttas that we read? Next time, we're going to continue with the Uposatha observance. Yeah. If no questions or comments, Brother Haji, would you like to do the dedication?
回向，愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，时时常行菩萨道。
谢谢 Brother Haji. Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a meritorious Tuesday ahead. Thanks everyone. See you guys again next time. Bye bye.